January 2023, Miami, Florida. Hundreds of shoppers flood the brightly lit halls of a mall, but within minutes, chaos erupts. Some say it was a fight, others claim it was something far more terrifying. 8-foot beings moving with impossible speed, eyes glowing in the dark. The FBI says it's nonsense, but tonight, we're going to piece together the story they don't want you to hear. The official statement was simple. A group of teenagers started a brawl. Mall security called the police. Authorities arrived, order was restored, and everyone went home. No injuries. No arrests worth mentioning. Case closed. At least, on paper. But for dozens of witnesses, people who were there that night, was anything but ordinary. They remember the panic, the screaming, and the strange figures moving through the crowd. One man claimed he saw a figure taller than any human he'd ever seen, its head almost touching the ceiling. Another shopper described skin like metal, but alive. Several swore they saw eyes, 2, sometimes 3, glowing a deep, unnatural blue. And then, there's the cell service blackout. Many inside said their phones froze, cameras wouldn't open, and calls dropped instantly. When service returned, security and police had already sealed off part of the building. Outside, some claim they saw strange lights hovering, silent, shifting, and unlike any aircraft. Witnesses described them splitting apart, darting in different directions, and vanishing in seconds. A few even captured shaky, distant videos, but within hours, the clips were gone from their accounts, deleted or removed. This is where the theories begin. Some believe it wasn't just Miami PD that showed up, but federal agents, the FBI. Witnesses remember unmarked black SUVs, heavily armed men moving in coordinated teams, and entire sections of the mall evacuated without explanation. The teen fight story. Believers say it was a cover, an easy explanation to feed the news cycle while the real evidence was cleaned up. Perhaps the strangest part of all, no official CCTV footage has ever been released. Not a single clip of the so-called brawl has surfaced, and yet dozens of cameras cover every corner of that building. One anonymous mall employee claimed the FBI took the hard drives that night. He says they were told to forget what they saw for their own safety. If the story is true, what exactly was seen that night? Some say they were classic greys, but larger, more advanced. Others believe they were biological drones, scouting, and a few go further, calling them ultra-terrestrials, beings from dimensions we can't even comprehend. Whether you believe in aliens or not, the fact remains, dozens of people experienced something that night, and the truth, whatever it is, has been locked away. If true, what were these beings? Some say they were classic greys, but larger, built for physical encounters. Others believe they were bioengineered scouts, sent ahead of something bigger. And then there's the most unsettling theory, that they weren't aliens at all, but something older, something that's been here long before us, hidden in plain sight. This wouldn't be the first time unexplained events were buried under official stories. In Roswell, it was a weather balloon. In Phoenix, the lights were dismissed as flares. And in Miami, just a fight between teenagers. But each time, witnesses swear the truth is stranger. Whether you believe the Miami Mall incident was an alien encounter, a military experiment, or nothing at all, one thing is certain. Something happened that night. Something dozens of people will never forget. And the truth, if it exists, isn't in the headlines, it's in the shadows. By sunrise, the mall reopened. No visible damage, no sign anything unusual had happened. But those who work there noticed something strange. Stores in the section where the disturbance occurred stayed closed for days. New locks appeared on service doors, and maintenance staff were told to avoid certain storage areas without explanation. Several people who posted about the event online suddenly went quiet. One woman's TikTok, where she described seeing a giant shadow moving like it was underwater, vanished overnight. Her account was deleted. Her friends say she refused to talk about it again. Another witness agreed to speak to a local independent journalist, but cancelled the meeting, claiming they'd been warned not to pursue it. Were they just spooked? Or was someone actively silencing them? Only one piece of alleged evidence survived the purge. A single blurry image. Taken by a man on the ground floor during the chaos, it shows what appears to be a figure. Tall, thin, towering above the panicked crowd. Some see nothing but a shadow. Others swear they can make out the curve of a head too elongated to be human. Digital analysts have argued for months about the image. Some claim the distortion is just motion blur. Others insist there's depth, volume, and even texture to the figure's skin, like polished stone reflecting dim light. One enhancement shows what could be an arm, impossibly long, bent at an unnatural angle. And if you look closely, past the glare of the overhead lights, there's something else. A second, smaller shape, crouched at its feet. That crouching figure appears hunched, as if shielding itself, or preparing to leap. Some speculate it was a second being, others, a victim. The man who took the photo says he never noticed it at the time. He claims the first time he saw the smaller figure was when he brightened the image weeks later. And by then, the original file on his phone had vanished. Beyond the visuals, several witnesses remember a sound, deep, mechanical, almost like a generator running somewhere above them. But what's disturbing is how it felt. One man said it made his teeth ache. A teenager described it as a pressure inside her skull. A woman swore she heard words in it, syllables she didn't recognize, repeating, in rhythm with the pulse of the light overhead. A mall employee claims he tried to evacuate through a service hallway near the disturbance, but when he reached it, the corridor was gone. In its place, a blank wall of fresh drywall, as if the doorway had never existed. When he returned days later, the hallway was back. But the door at the end was sealed shut with industrial locks. If this was a cover-up, what exactly were they hiding? Theories range from escaped military experiments to non-human entities living among us, to a breach between worlds. One particularly chilling idea, that these beings weren't visiting, they were reclaiming. Officially, the Miami Mall incident was a fight. But there are too many questions, too many vanishing witnesses, too many locked doors. And if there's one thing history teaches us, the moment they stop denying something is the moment it's too late to stop it. The truth will never be on the evening news. The Miami Mall incident may be modern, but it isn't new. Dig deep enough into Florida's archives and you'll find whispers of the same story, repeated for decades. In 1977 in Key Biscayne, fishermen swore they saw a metallic giant walk from the ocean onto the shore before disappearing into the mangroves. The Coast Guard dismissed it as a prank. In 1994, just outside Tampa, a late-night janitor reported a humanoid shadow gliding down a warehouse corridor, leaving scorch marks on the floor tiles. Police said it was a trick of the light. And then there's the Palm Glade incident of 1963. A small roadside diner south of Miami. Patrons claimed a tall, thin figure stepped through the door in complete silence, its eyes glowing amber. The jukebox cut out. Light bulbs popped overhead. When the power returned seconds later, the figure was gone. 3 people fainted. The sheriff called it collective hysteria. Every 15 to 30 years, the sightings repeat, always in public spaces, always witnessed by dozens, sometimes hundreds, and always explained away. Could Miami 2023 be the latest link in a chain stretching back half a century? Or are these events increasing in frequency? Here's the detail that chills me the most. Each location, Key Biscayne, Palm Glade, Tampa, and now the Miami Mall, sits less than 5 miles from a major waterway. And in almost every case, witnesses describe the same thing before the encounter: strange lights over the water. What if they're not coming from the stars, but from beneath us? The Miami Mall incident is already fading from the headlines. But for those who were there, the memory is as clear as the day it happened. And if the pattern holds, it's only a matter of time before it happens again. Maybe here, maybe somewhere near you. They've always been here. We just choose not to see them. Thank you for tuning in to Raw Historian. Join me again for more history that you didn't know existed. Good night, everyone.